Rebbetzen, Mr. Steve Pack, President of the United Synagogue, Dr. Stephen Wolfson, Chief Executive of the United Synagogue, Mr. Robin Jacobs, Chairman of Woodford Forest United Synagogue, Deputy Leader of the Redbridge Council and fellow councillors, faith leaders, ladies and gentlemen. Since becoming Chief Rabbi, I had the great pleasure of visiting both the Wolford Forest and also Woodford and Woodford communities. And today, at the outset, I would like to congratulate the members of these two former great congregations for their wisdom, for their courage, for their common sense, in coming together to merge in order to produce the Woodford Forest United Synagogue. And there is no doubt that the sum total is far greater than the individual parts. You have created one single, powerful, wonderful community, ready to embrace the arrival of your new outstanding Rabbi and Rebbetzen. And therefore, as we celebrate the induction into office today of Rabbi Mordechai Wollenberg, we do so within a context of celebrating the highly successful merger of two wonderful communities. Rabbi Rebbetzen Wollenberg, I feel privileged today to be officiating at this special induction. And Rabbi Wollenberg, as I think of all of your virtues and your talents, I'm reminded of the concluding verse of Megillat Esther. At the end of the book of Esther, the Bible pays tribute to Mordechai and provides 5 wonderful accolades. Mordechai the Jew was second only to King Ahasuerus. He was great for the Jewish people. He was popular within the multitude of his brethren. He sought only the good of his people. And he spoke in peaceful terms to his family. I believe, Rabbi Wollenberg, that all of these 5 compliments apply equally to you. First of all, Mishneh Lamelech, second only to the king. In your acceptance prayer, you opened with the words, Ana after the Kut Shabrichu, I am the servant of the Holy One, blessed be He. In all of your ways, you see yourself as being subservient to the king, the Melech Malkam King, the King of Kings. Rabbi Wollenberg, you're a man of deep emunah, deep-rooted faith, outstanding yirat shamayim, genuine fear of God. What drives you is the desire to serve your Master in heaven. And ladies and gentlemen, in Rabbi Wollenberg, you have the real thing. A man who is genuine and who is sincere and who is leading you with a passionate spiritual fervor. Secondly, about the biblical Mordechai, we read, V'gadol LaYehudim, he was great for the Jews, and that is because the biblical Mordechai didn't only do what he was obliged to. He didn't just fulfill duties. Rather, with passion, he did whatever he could for the sake of his people. And that exactly is what Rabbi and Rebbetzen Wollenberg have started to do here at Woodford Forest. Well beyond expectations, with passion, with fervor, with enthusiasm, they're doing whatever they can. And indeed, what Robin said in his words of introduction, that's something I've heard from many. It's difficult for the community to keep up with their Rabbi and their Rebbetzen. So, for example, Rabbi Wollenberg has started some outstanding educational programs. He gives explanations during services on Shabbos and on Yom Tov. There was the pre-Pesach fair, which is an example of an exciting program that he introduced. And now plans are afoot for a wonderful Shabbat UK, which will take place here in this community. And Rebbetzen Wollenberg is involved in shiurim and in shoimering and in coordinating the children's services and in wonderful hachnasat orchim, outstanding hospitality. Rebbetzen Wollenberg is not a hostess, she's a caterer. She doesn't know how to prepare for small numbers of people. And as a result, so many members of the community have already had the pleasure to grace the presence of their rabbi and Rebbetzen's table on Shabbos and on Yom Tov. With passion and enthusiasm, they are leading from the front. And then we read, V'ratzui l'Rovechad. The biblical Mordechai was popular within the multitude of his brethren. And so too, Rabbi and Rebbetzen Wollenberg, they are popular. Rabbi Wollenberg loves his pastoral role to reach out to people because he loves people. Not because it's his job to do it, but because he genuinely cares. Now, interestingly, this tribute, V'ratzui l'Rovechad, which I translated as popular amongst the multitude of his brethren, is translated by many to be V'ratzui l'Rovechad. He was popular amongst the majority of his brethren. And that's a great tribute. You see, when speaking about a spiritual leader who's interested only in the truth, if all the time you're trying to please absolutely everybody, you're not doing your job correctly. It was Rabbi Yisrael Salanter who said, if I'm a rabbi and everybody loves me, I'm not a rabbi. And if I'm a rabbi and nobody loves me, I'm not a mensch. Not that the rabbi tries to guarantee that not everybody will love him. No, he tries to be as popular as possible. But ultimately, there come moments when out of sincerity, you have to declare for the community what is the true, genuine, authentic Torah path that needs to be followed. In our benching, we recite the verse from Proverbs, V'nim zachem v'sechel tov b'nei Elokim ve'adam. Let us find grace and favor in the eyes of God and of man in that order. And that's something that Rabbi Wollenberg does. First of all, to strive to be popular in the eyes of God, to do what is genuinely right, and afterwards to do what is right in the eyes of many. And from what I hear, Rabbi Wollenberg, I can't speak on behalf of the Almighty, but I'm presuming that you're pretty popular up there for what you're doing, and equally here. You are indeed succeeding in pleasing one and all. Doresh Tov Le'amot. The biblical Mordechai sought only the good of these people as an ambassador of the And it is this ambassadorial role that you have undertaken, Rabbi Wollenberg, not because it's part of your contract, but because you want to do it. Until now, you have been an outstanding pastoral minister, hospital chaplain, prisons chaplain. You've come with wonderful years of service in Cardiff and in the children's community in Liverpool before now. It is in this very spirit that you've taken on the responsibility of being the rabbinic governor at Queen Solomon High School, because you want to be that ambassador. You want to do what is good for your people. And finally, v'dover shalom l'chol zarot. Isn't it amazing? The Megillah is our textbook of anti-Semitism, and it provides a recipe through which we can overcome what our enemies strive to do to us. And what is the bottom line? The last word of the entire Megillah, v'dover shalom l'chol zarot. Mordechai was a great family man. He was there for his mishpacha. He spoke in peaceful terms to his family. He got on well with them. Isn't this a most remarkably powerful statement? From here we learn that while we can fight many battles on the battlefield, ultimately the future survival of our people depends primarily on what is taking place within the Jewish home. Rabbi Rebbetzen Wollenberg, you have a wonderful family. You've come to this community with your 7 lovely children, Eli, Ber, Yisroelika, Etel, Mendel, Dvorelena, and Yosef. What a mishpacha! And what you are doing is to inspire the members of your community, like yourselves, to have outstanding Jewish families. This coming Shabbat we will read the Words of Bilam the prophet, who declared, "Ma tovu alecha Yaakov mishnotecha Israel." How good are your tents, O Jacob, your dwelling places, O Israel. The tent of Jacob is the Jewish home. The dwelling place of Israel is the shul and the Beis Medrash. This is the very first thing that we recite every time we come into a shul. Ma tovu. And isn't it remarkable? We come into the holy building of God, and the first thing we do is to pay tribute to the honor, to the Jewish home. Because we recognize that everything that takes place here in this shul must provide us with inspiration to lead uplifted, committed, and dedicated lives within our Jewish homes. Rabbi Wollenberg, now Kadosh Baruch Hu be with you always, to continue to bless you, to walk in His ways, to be subservient to Him, to follow His direction, to do always that which is right in the eyes of God and of man, to excel in your pastoral role, to inspire many with your formal addresses and with your friendship, to bring with your Rebbetzen people into your home and to inspire them, and ultimately, through your paths, may many undertake similar paths towards having outstanding Jewish homes, to contribute not only to a great and glorious future of this congregation, but also to the great and glorious future of all of Klal Yisrael. May this happen, please God, for you and yours, in good health and in happiness, within Yiratzon v'nomar. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, will you now please rise to welcome for the first time in this official capacity the Rabbi